Greetings, netizens of YouTube. The subject of media bias and propaganda has never failed to hold my attention. It is in this spirit that I bring you a new series, unoriginally named Media Propaganda, where I will give you examples of outrageous mainstream media press bias that impacts public opinion. We start with the Daily Mail, or as some would prefer to call it, the Daily Hate. The most popular English news source in the world, mainly due to its celebrity stories. The Daily Mail receives around 200 million unique visits per month, mostly from the US. However, the Daily Mail has a huge impact on UK politics, both in electronic form and as a newspaper. Many believe its support is crucial in order to win elections. For the benefit of non-Brits, Jeremy Corbyn is the British Labour Party's equivalent of Bernie Sanders in the Democratic Party. Both are standing for election in an attempt to lead their parties, and both are facing opposition from the mainstream media for holding a progressive stance. Corbyn is perhaps best known in UK politics for being the sole senior member of a political party to reject the austerity agenda of cutting public services for those that need it most. Whilst this anti-austerity position might be popular among ordinary people, vested interests are determined to derail him. Which brings me to this report. I do not intend to bore you with the details of this story, but I will include a link and highlight a number of quotes. The important thing here is not the substance of this pathetic hit piece, but the propaganda value it provides. As you can see, the Daily Mail describes the views of an individual and attempts to link said individual with Corbyn. So what's going on here? The smear tactics are pretty obvious. The idea is to discredit Corbyn and the Labour Party by building the narrative that he is little short of being a supporter of the IRA, Islamic terrorism, and an anti-Semite. They even throw in references to Adolf Hitler, gas chambers, and the KKK in the piece. The medium in this case is through guilt by association, through the word of a single source, this Eisen character. Ironically, we are supposed to believe the Holocaust-denying extremist. Corbyn is on record as being a supporter of a Palestinian solidarity campaign, a supporter of a Palestinian state, and as being an anti-Zionist. However, strangely enough, nobody can find any evidence of his ever being a supporter of DYR, the extremist organisation that Eisen created. In fact, I found references online that Corbyn supported the expulsion of a member of DYR from the larger Palestinian solidarity campaign. This paragraph mysteriously appeared in the Mail overnight after somebody obviously attempted to mitigate the degree of misinformation. From any standard of proof, the allegations are poor, even for the Daily Mail. Indeed, some find it laughable that a newspaper which sympathised with Adolf Hitler and advocated British fascism during World War II claims to represent the concerns of Jewish people today. Aside from the smears, on Sunday we saw national newspaper headlines suggesting that Corbyn would renationalise industries that were privatised under Margaret Thatcher and Tony Blair. In reality, and I'm paraphrasing, Corbyn said that public ownership should be considered by the Labour Party and not rejected upon ideological grounds from the outset. Indeed, when you consider the pitiful performance of some of the privatised industries in the UK, this is not as controversial as the media is painting it. Though the Daily Mail is one of the worst offenders regarding scare stories and half-truths, much of the British media are doing the same. Last month, a piece trashing Corbyn appeared in the more respected right-wing Daily Telegraph entitled "Jeremy Corbyn, Friend to Hamas, Iran and Extremists." The anti-Corbyn bandwagon rolls on. These interventions will also fuel the debate within the Labour Party as to whether Corbyn is electable at all. This effectively means that the leader of the Labour Party is not decided upon through the merits of his policy proposals. Rather, it's the right-wing media which attacks him who decides, through a campaign of intimidation and propaganda. In fact, there is much evidence suggesting that it was media outlets such as the Daily Mail which ensured that David Cameron was re-elected as Prime Minister of the UK, a subject I may return to in a future video. If it is the media that is effectively electing our appointed representatives and leaders, the question becomes, what on earth is the point of democracy in the first place? And more importantly, what can be done about it?